Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe so that you can be notified when I go live or upload a new video. And please like this video. When you hit that like button, it really does help me out, so I would appreciate it if you guys could at least hit that like button for me. So I wanted to make this video and go over a few things that's been going on in carbonation. We have seen how Nature Boy has been using marijuana, that he calls it the ancestor nectar or whatever it is that he calls it. And he uses this to conjure up demons and to open portals. And we all know, and I've been explaining this since the beginning, that Malia was not his queen. He let Malia believe that for the sake that she did come back from the hospital. She didn't betray him. She kept his secrets. And he allowed her to think that she was the queen. Notice how he never called her goddess like he did Velvet. He rarely ever called her queen. But then, once this ritual was that he explained to you was done, he was able to conjure up a demon, Hadu, who must be a high-ranking demon. And he now calls himself the Black Panther, the protector of Hadu. And we'll get into that in just a little bit. But I am going to start off by saying I don't know if Malia was a part of that. She must have been. Or, if Nature Boy just did this on his own. I do believe that when Malia left to go into the hospital, and then she came back. I don't believe she ever wanted the position. I believe that she wanted to come back and show them women something. She sat there and allowed them to mistreat her. She probably saw where they were laughing at her while she was laying there in the hospital. And her goal was to come back and show them. And that she did. She came back and she showed everybody. But she still did not have a high-ranking demon within her in order to have that goddess status. Such as you've seen Nature Boy and you've seen Velvet. For them, this isn't what we believe, but for them, Velvet was as a god, a goddess. They worshipped her. They did everything for her. The lower ranking demons within them, They're her servants. The same with Nature Boy. As God gives his angels rankings and titles, such as guardian angels, cherubs, he also gives, Satan also gives, because Satan, he's a copycat. He's always going to copy after God. So he does the same thing with his demons. He also ranks his demons. And Malia didn't have that. She didn't have the higher ranking demon. Until now. And I believe now she has been inflicted by a high-ranking demon. And I also believe that just as that the one that was in velvet had her way, she was jealous. She didn't want any other women around him. Very territorial. She wanted to rule with Nature Boy by her side, and she wanted the lower ranking demons to stay in their place as the servants that she believes that they are. Now, Velvet has left, and she is doing pretty good for herself. Do I think that, she says that she's found Jesus? But I don't know. I can't say one way or the other. I think she's on the right path. I think she's trying. But in my opinion, do I believe she's there yet? I don't think so. And I'm going to tell you why. Because when you're inflicted by a demon, especially a high-ranking demon, they're very hard to get rid of. Very hard. And it takes falling down on your knees and repenting. And walking with God, following after God, and after the things of God. And only God knows her heart, and we can't judge. And I'm just going to leave that right there and move on to Malia. I don't think Malia wanted this position, but she now has it. And unfortunately, she has something that's bigger inside of her now. And Nature Boy says that it's all about love. Love me. But don't be fooled, because it's not all about, this is just another way of him tricking you into believing that he's all about love. But he's not. Since he's been professing this stuff about love since Hadou's been in the picture, he has done interviews, and I've cut out a lot of this where he has said this. And he has said this in on two different occasions that I've at least heard, and I know he's probably has said it a lot more, that he enjoys the VIOL violence. I don't want to say these certain words. And he enjoys PUNCHING, them, during when they're in the bed. That he might do it to them on their side. He enjoys inflicting that. So no, it's not all about the love. Love me. He still believes the things that he's saying, because these are some ancient demons that we're seeing from the Garden of Eden. If you have read the book of Genesis, you would know what I'm saying. Is when God told Adam and Eve not to eat of the tree of good and of knowledge, the tree of knowledge of good and evil, and that if they did, that they would surely die. Well, what did Satan do? He deceived them into believing that if they did eat of it, that they would not surely die, that their eyes would be open, that they would have all this knowledge. The same bullcrap that he's trying to teach you. This false knowledge. And now we have Malia. And I think that just as the one that was inside of Velvet, I'm going to say was, because I'm hoping that it was, and that it's no longer there. But the one that's inside Malia, it seems like a vengeful thing, or vengeful type of demon, that she's not going to be ruled by anything or anyone. And we see how they keep him. It seems like the women are plotting together. I don't know. Y'all can let me know in the comment section what you think about that, but it just seems like they're being very sneaky. They're keeping him in this state so that they can plan and plot against him behind his back. They can get by with more behind his back. And the most upsetting thing about all of this is the amount of souls that's being misled. You have people that would rather believe the lie than the truth. Who wants to follow after something so evil if you have a choice? Do you think that these demons that have 1/3 of the demons that are with Satan, do you think that if they had a choice to go back and do it all again, don't you think that they would do it differently? I don't believe Satan would. I don't, because of his pride and because of his hate for God and for God's people. But do you think that if those demons could do it all again, do you think that they would choose to turn against God and follow after Satan? Because I don't think they would. I think they hate having to follow after Satan. I think they hate doing the things that they're doing, but they know that it's too late for them. They know. So they have no other choice but to listen to the one that they have to worship, which is Satan. And so now they're angry too, and they're after God's people. They know what their fate is, and they want to take you down with them. So it keeps me up at night to have to sit and think about how many souls this false prophet is leading to hell. It keeps me up at night, and it makes me sick to my stomach. Just like when at one point I did believe that this was a cult and that these poor women were being brainwashed. But if you read between the lines, before they get there, they've already dabbled in voodoo. Some of them's dabbled in Satanism. And they're already with the demon when they get there. Decarbonation is very rare when one gets there and they're not. Because I'm going to tell you something. Even if you don't follow after God, you're going to stop, and before somebody decides to just willingly go there, they're going to stop themselves. Even if you don't believe in God, you're not going to want to go to some place like that. It takes somebody that's already afflicted with a demon in order to want to go there and be a part of that. And then we think, well, if they just could get out of there, they would be okay. But we have seen that that's not the case. We've seen Mama Nine, if that's what she's calling herself. She's still saying, I love myself. And using the hand signs, the demonic hand sign signals, to let everybody know who she is representing. And even Velvet, she's not all the way there. She's not all the way there yet. But I believe she's trying. It's going to take years in repenting. And even someone that has been following after Christ for years, they still fall sometimes. It's not easy. People, but that's what gets me, is that people are choosing to follow after these false prophets. They're choosing to willingly just hand over their soul as if it's nothing. Your soul is not yours to give. But you do have a choice on who you choose to serve. And like Nature Boy, he tries to tell you, you don't have a choice. There's no free will. There is free will. God gives you your free will. And even Satan himself can't take that from you. So if you're choosing to follow after that, you're doing it by your own free will. But like I was trying to say, even when I thought that they were a cult and being brainwashed, so many of us were getting to the point where we just couldn't understand. We were so frustrated. We couldn't understand why it was that we cared more about them girls than they cared about themselves. Why did they care more for this man? And how is it possible that we cared more for them than they cared for themselves? And we know why. We know why. We see who they are choosing to follow after. Do you think it's a game? Do you think that Nature Boy is playing with you when he's telling you he's opening up portals? And conjuring demons? Do you think it's a game? This is not entertainment. And like what Nature Boy tries to make you, he'll ask you sometimes, are you not entertained? Don't be entertained by this crap. I don't put these videos up to entertain you. I put them up hoping that somebody's going to learn something from this. And even if I don't speak in a video, it doesn't mean that you guys don't know what's going on. It should speak for itself. But obviously it doesn't, because there's still a lot of people out there being misled and being deceived. And they can't see it because they have blinders on. We know from Scripture that these false prophets have many demons. And they're here to keep you blinded, to keep you misled by any means necessary. And somebody could scream it from the rooftop. And if somebody doesn't want to see it, they're not going to see it. And the deception in these end times is horrific. And it's going to get worse. There is a great deception coming that even the elect would be deceived. So I would say, put on the full armor of God. Protect yourself. Don't freely hand out your soul. Don't freely just believe a man. Don't freely just say, you know what? I'm going to choose to follow after a man. Because inside that man is many demons. And Nature Boy's not the only one. There's many false prophets out there. And so many people choose to follow after them. Look around. This is the end of time. Even the demon that resides within this man will tell you, and he has told you, that we are living in the end times. This is the end. If you don't believe, even a demon is capable of they know when the end of time is. No man knows the day or hour, not even Jesus, not the angels in heaven, but God. But if you knew scripture, and then you see the things that's going on around you, you can tell. And even the demons know it. They're angry. They're full of hate against you and against God. Because they know that you have a choice. And they know they don't. There is absolutely nothing we can do about these members of carbonation. Nothing. They serve one master. And that's who they're going to continue to follow after. This isn't a cult. And I'll tell you here and now, had Nature Boy kept his legs closed and only was devoted to Velvet, she would still be there. Because that demon that resided within her, it wanted to rule. It loved its position. Don't be deceived. I don't know what more to do or what more I can say to get people to see. Because the evidence is right in front of your face. And there are people that watch the videos that have not been following. And even though it's in their face, they still will choose to stick up for him. They'll still choose to follow after him. After seeing it, nobody should have to say anything in these videos for you to see what's going on right in front of your lying eyes. It makes me sick to know how many people are being misled and led to the hellfire. while this person can sit there with a smile on his face. He can belittle you because you have a job. He belittles you because you have a job, but he don't care to take your money. He don't care to take your money. And live off your money that you work hard for. But he'll insult you because you're working. You're beneath him. We have Zoka. Look at Zoka. She don't know if she's coming or going. She has a whole husband, but she's worried about this man who don't want her. He probably only had Effrey come back because she gets the views sometimes for him. And people like her. He don't like her. He sure doesn't like her. Because his goal is to cause hatred, division, anger, and to snatch up your soul. That's his job. That man has a voice. He has the ability to win back the souls he has led to hell. But he chooses to keep leading more to hell. We allow him to sit and mock our Lord as if it's nothing. But we have to accept who he serves. And we have to watch what we say. Because when you're playing in Satan's backyard to try to win souls, and you have to go into Satan's back door to try to do that, you have to watch what you say. So sometimes I let the videos play because the videos speak for themselves. But never, never. You know, I know that there's a lot of you guys out there that's like me. You don't know whether to laugh or cry over all of this. So sometimes we just laugh because we're tired of crying. But never think that this is entertainment. This is not entertainment. I hope that people wake up. I hope people find their way back to God. But things aren't supposed to get better. Things are supposed to, it's like birth pains. Things are going to continue to get worse and worse and worse. And we're going to see more demonic activity. We are going to be seeing more shape-shifting. We are going to be seeing more things like this. And it's only going to get worse. This is why God says to put on the full armor of God and endure to the end. Christians, do you know it's not going to be easy for Christians. If you're a Christian and things are easy for you, something's wrong. It's not supposed to be easy. You're going to be persecuted. You're going to be called names. You're going to be God knows what I've been called. Y'all have no idea. I've deleted some of those comments. Even the ones that followed after Jesus Christ when he walked this earth, the disciples. Do you think they died a pleasant death? Do you think that they weren't persecuted for their belief? Do you think that there's still not people out there that's being beheaded for his name's sake? As a Christian right now in this country, sometimes we have to keep our mouths shut, but we still have it easy here. But it's not going to be for much longer. And it's because everybody is just handing over their rights. The rights that others have died so that you can have. So was their death in vain? Was it for nothing? You have to stand up for what your rights are. You have to say, this isn't acceptable. You can't mock my God. You can't use his name in vain. You can't trick people and lead them to hell. You have to put on the full armor of God and stop being deceived. Protect yourself. And endure to the end. So that's what I wanted to say. This thing that you're seeing going on with Malia, that's what you're seeing. It's a high-ranking demon. And everything I say in this video is just my opinion, and it's allegedly, but there's really no allegedly to it when they're already admitting to it. More and more, he's coming out and he's telling you more and more what he's about and who he is. That's how they get you. They slowly put it in your head so that it's not a big shock if they put it all out there at once. Now he's admitting to having demons. Now he's admitting to all of these things that I've been telling you guys. He'll even tell you, even the little demon within him is telling you, time's short. Because they know it is. If they can slowly get this stuff inside of your head, then it's easier to control you. Just like with this, them preparing the way for the mark of the beast. How do you think they're doing that? They're taking names of everybody who accepts this. I guess people's calling it the juice. Because if you'll take that, you're one that's likely going to take the mark of the beast. Because people do desperate things when they're in desperate need of something, whether it be that they need to catch a flight, they need to eat, they need to work. They're preparing you. Did you know that? So what will you do? Your time here on this earth, this time here on earth is it's like a little bleep compared to eternity in heaven with our Father. So don't accept anything. Protect your soul. Follow after God. Read the Bible. Because in the Bible, it gives you the different personalities of our Father. You get to know Him on a more personal level. And when you go to Him in prayer and you talk to Him, there's nothing better. Like, when you don't have nothing else, and you don't have nothing else in this life, your relationship with the Lord is the one thing you're always going to have. You're always going to have that. And it doesn't matter what you go through in life. He's not going to leave you. When you feel like everybody has left you, He is still going to be there. And when you accept Him in your life, you feel like, oh my gosh, I keep sinning. Why do I keep sinning? Why do I keep lying? Why do I keep doing this? Why do I keep doing that? And you feel bad about it because you're wondering why that you can't change, why you keep doing it. And God knows your heart. He knows you feel bad. But what you don't realize is the whole time you're feeling bad, He's using that. And He's making little changes inside of you until one day you don't do it anymore. And then you're like, oh my God, like I'm not doing that anymore. And then you realize He's been working in me all this time. And I didn't even know it. Because of your faith and because of your heart and because you felt bad when you did something that you knew was wrong. That's how you know that you're on the right path. A sinner that follows after Satan, they don't feel bad. because they haven't accepted God. But once you accept God, you got your angels surrounding you. That's tapping you on the shoulder. And believe me, they do. You've had a guardian angel with you your whole life. But some people choose to push that away and put it out of their life because they're following after something else. And so even with on your walk with Jesus, sometimes it's life. Satan throws obstacles in your way. As a Christian, Satan is always going to mess with you. He's always going to put obstacles in front of you when you're on that path. And when he puts obstacles there in front of you, he puts so many in front of you that you can't do anything but go around that obstacle. And when you go around that obstacle, you end up on the other, taking another path. And you lose your way. And when you lose your way, God never leaves you. He's going to lead you back. He's going to say it's okay. So when Satan puts obstacles up, eventually you're going to learn how to knock those obstacles down and go through them. Like the warrior that you are. You're not going to go around them anymore. You're going to learn how to knock them down and go right through them. Why do people choose to follow after the one who wants to harm them instead of the one that laid down his life in such a painful way for you? Why? I don't get it. I don't get it. When Satan comes in the form of the Antichrist, he's going to implement the mark of the beast. These demons that are let loose right now are preparing you for all of this. And right now we can watch somebody shapeshift and it does not even affect us. 20 years ago, if something like that was to happen, it would be all over. But now we look at it as if it's nothing. People can go to a concert and know that those people at this concert, it was a ritual sacrifice, but it doesn't faze us anymore. It's because when they want to do something to you, they do it slowly. They get you used to it to where it doesn't come as a shock, and that you're more easier. You're more easy to accept it. Anything. More easier to accept giving up your rights. More easier to accept giving up your love for Jesus Christ. Your home is in heaven. Hell was not meant for us. And the demons know that. It's made for them. And you better believe hell is real. But it's not meant for you. unless you choose it. And so many are. So many are. People will pick up a Ouija board. They'll pick up astrology. They will pick up these fortune tellers. This is how you know this is the end of time. Because 20 years ago, this never would have been accepted to not at this rate. Not at the rate that it is now. And people back then, we looked at it as an abomination. And if there was nobody just freely coming out saying, I'm a Satanist. But you see it all over now as if it's just another religion that, it's okay. Let's accept it. It's just another religion we need to accept. The deception is real. Find your heart again. Our hearts have been hardened to the point that we can't feel anymore. We can't feel empathy. We have these people out here that's so full of demons. We call them narcissists. Because they lack empathy. A human being don't lack empathy. A demon does. And if you look in the eyes of someone and their eyes are turning black and they don't feel anything when they hurt you, they got a demon. They don't have this narcissistic behavior. God gave you emotions. Repent. Find your heart again. Soften your heart again. Find things and fall on your hands and your knees and give thanks to God. Give thanks to God if He's able to have you cry. Because that's having feelings, which is something so many of us lack in this end time. If you feel your heart starting to harden up, that's a bad thing. Fall down and repent. Go to God, and He'll help you through that. Tell Him to make you humble. Tell Him to make you soft-hearted again. And this is all I got for you guys. I put these videos up to show you what's going on, how these false prophets work, what they're into. And for a while there, he had y'all convinced that they were just a cult. They were just, just people that had their own beliefs. Well, now the truth is being revealed. He is finally coming out and telling you guys the truth. Will you believe it? If he lied about who he was, why do you still want to follow after him? And this is for the ones in the back that still follow after him, or any of these other false prophets, because eventually when you follow after a man and it sounds good, the juice sounds good, Eventually, they tell you the real truth, but they've already got you in, and they got you so far gone that when the truth is finally revealed and they reveal their true self, then you're still falling for it. Look at Solar. He looked in that video I put up a couple of days ago. He sounded just like him. They're going to follow after anything he says. They were so into this, love me. I love myself. Now it's love me. Love, love. Let's conjure up demons. Love, love. Let's open the portals. Love, love. And they still want to be there. He's rejected them, and they still want to be there. He tells them, I miss you guys too. Because when he goes live, they're on the other end saying, we miss you. And he tells them, I miss you too. I miss you guys. But is he bringing them back yet? I don't see it. I hope he don't. But in the end, it don't really matter. Because they're still going to think the sun sets and you know, I'm just over it. I'm going to continue to put up the videos and hope that people see it, that they see what's going on. And there's so many of us that's tired of him because we know what he's about. But there's so many out there that still follow after him. There's so many out there that still follows after these false prophets. So I don't know. You guys have a wonderful night. God bless.